Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. We're here today with the proud Dawi. Not only that, but they're with their allies, the Empire. We're here indeed with another 2v2. Myself and Rightist jumped on ladder to pull a couple of random opponents, and we're up against the Wood Elves and the Lizardmen defending their temple here from the Fire Alliance. And that is sort of the theme of this army here. You can see my brimstone guns, which of course do fire damage, getting torn apart by some Way Watchers here, including the regiments of renown. I've got a huge line of miners with blasting charges. Again, blasting charges do fire damage. We've got dwarf warriors, two groups of iron drakes for, of course, more fire damage. Slayers, the Dragonback Slayers and the Thane both have abilities which give weakness to flame here. This Ironbeard's Ring and of course the Power of the Dragonback here both give a flammable effect that can stack. We've also got a Bright Wizard for the Empire Army, Iron Drakes, a whole bunch of state troops, and Flagellants with Volkmar the Grim on his chariot because of course fire damage. You saw the Luminarch just pop off a shot there, because, of course, fire damage. We've also got a Warrior Priest with the Banner of Eternal Flame, because, well, you already know. And, yeah, for our Lizardmen opponents, you can see a heavy artillery squad here, 3 solar engines up on the high ground. We've also got an Ancient Stegodon with Mazdamundi just on his Palanquin, Saurus Spears, Saurus Warriors, and Skinks, with the Wood Elves having a nice wide line of Eternal Guards, some Dryads, of course the Way Watchers, 2 Manticore Summoners, and a Glade Lord, or rather Glade Lady on her horse. So yeah, you can see right off the bat the Dwarves moving up onto the hill, blasting charges going to fly out on all sides here, and the Ekron's Miners specifically will do quite well here against the Skinks. They have the combat stats to stand and bang here, and the armor and everything, and yeah, those Saurus Warriors taking blasting charges to the face, not going to do the most damage in the world. Although over on the far side, the Wood Elves definitely taking more damage to the blasting charges. Dryads in particular, of course, are weak to fire baseline, and with all these different effects, they'll be getting quite a few debuffs. You can see the Manticore flying over, probably going to go after some of these ranged units, potentially Gyros and others. This unit of miners is going to be sacrificed to just push away the, the Way Watchers for some time. You can see Volkmar pushing through, and he's able to take the solar engine shots, no problem. He has heavy magic and missile resistance combined, of course with regeneration and heavy armor. Solar engines are basically useless shooting at him, but yeah, he's going to terrify away those Skinks as the Empire troops follow up there. We've got Thunderers moving into position here in a very commanding area with the Trollhammer torpedoes as well, ready to start sniping at Lord Mazdamundi or some of the other dinos there. Also bringing the Iron Drakes over to help clear out some of the Lizardmen infantry because they have more high-value infantry in the Saurus. And I also was curious to see the Iron Drakes don't have the best AP. They're not going to do a ton against the Dino's baseline. But if I can get the Slayers into position with the Thane and get that extra weakness to fire from even like Kindle Flame, for example, we could potentially get a lot of damage done with them. So I was just curious, wanted to see how it would work. You can see the Thunderers opening up shots here, getting some good damage on those Feral Cold ones, seeing if we can't enrage them potentially. Volkmar's going to follow up as well. This main kind of flatland engagement here, the Dwarves are holding out very well. It is a pretty even battle, and the Glady's arrows are actually swinging this one. There are a few tattered Flagellants in there, though, supporting as well. And yeah, those Eternal Guards are not doing great. The main engagement over here, I guess the main line engagement, going decently, but you can see Dwarf range units opening up all the Daka. We've got Thunderers in position now. The Iron Drakes just roasted out a ton of Skinks and Saurus and routed them off. So the Ekron's Miners are going to be able to push up the hill some more. The Thane, you know, he's got his axe out here. The Slayers, they've got Mazdamundi surrounded, so he's weak to fire. If we have a look here, he's going to be getting some 44% weakness to fire just with Kindle Flame and the other effect here. And yeah, with all 3, he goes up to 66% weakness to fire, and it's just taking a ton of damage from any of the units that will do flaming damage, like these Gyrocopters. Unfortunately, the Warrior Priest wasn't quite in a position to get on these guns to give them fire damage, but nonetheless, Mazdamundi still took just a ton of damage in general there, and definitely got routed off. We're next going to move the Fire Squad over here. You can see the Luminarch also popping shots at this Dino Squad here. You can see Ungrim also. He's going to get knocked around a little bit, but, you know, a Slayer King, he's perfectly fine to get back up and keep fighting here, and Gouts of Flame just rushing through Brood, destroying my frame rate, and doing a little bit of damage. That actually, you know, didn't do a whole lot, but it was something, certainly. You can see the Way Watchers have also been pushed away. Some of the Empire State troops pushed up and through into the back line and have been aiding the miners on their Wild Goose Chase here. Feral Manticore trying to support, but getting enraged into some Flagellants, which is always tough. And ultimately, those Way Watchers have really been wasting their ammo on cheap units for most of the fight, so that's more or less what I intended there. And, yeah, you can see the Iron Drakes opening up, just bathing these solar engines in flame. They don't do the most damage, but it will do some. The Dryads, on the other hand, they are a prime target. Even though they do have 60 armor, they'll just get absolutely roasted by these Iron Drakes here. They're going to move in, try and take out the Silver Bullets here, but, yeah. This is pretty much, how this game just went in general. It's just flame to the face, basically. And, yeah, you can see Fireball also coming in, giving a little bit of Kindle Flame. And the Slayers and the Thane finally disengaging from the Saurus over here, who we had bombed a little bit with the Gyrocopter's bombs. Volkmar also being very key here, just keeping the terror going. And I haven't really highlighted the Knights of the Blazing Sun too much, but they have been doing a great job getting charges in various areas and, you know, just taking out high-value targets and things, getting exposed infantry. But we'll get a nice charge of the Knights of the Blazing Sun. They are a beautiful-looking unit. They're going to get in here and just wreck through these Dryads. Of course, high charge bonus and fire damage means those Dryads are just going to get melted, quite literally. And up on the high ground, the fire squad's in place. You can see the solar engine here getting routed off up to, again, 66% weakness to fire in total. Just imagine this on like a Tomb King, or even those Dryads, if we were to get all of those units into place, like Durthu, for example, get up to, what, 88% weakness to fire or more. It's pretty intense. You can see the Way Watchers just wrecked that unit of Iron Drakes, though, with concentrated fire. That being said, the Dwarf heroes are pushing through. Of course, Ungrim doesn't have a shield, but he doesn't have any leadership issues. The Thane does have a shield. The Runesmith can also help push through a little bit as well. And, yeah, the Way Watchers are going to have to flee away there. We're bringing up my own ranged units. Mazdamundi getting cleaned up here. Volkmar chasing away the clever girls as Mazdamundi tries to make his escape here, but unfortunately there are a lot of Empire State troops. You saw the Ruination of Cities go off up on the high ground. Unfortunately didn't make very good contact with the Thunderers or anything there, but he's also going to throw down his last banishment here. Will do some good damage to those Spearmen, but Knights of the Blazing Sun do have magic resistance. They can quickly just ride through that with no problem. And yeah, poor Toad Boy is not too happy about his life choices at this point. Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to chase him down and be able to finish him off quite nicely. You can see over here the Glady was taking some Iron Drake shots to the face, so she pulled back. We've got one more summoned Manticore here. Thankfully, you know, one or two Luminarch shots and it'll get enraged and come down to the ground and attack some useless unit, like, well, not useless, but Knights of the Blazing Sun are definitely not necessarily what you want to be fighting directly. Fire Wizard's going to get in here and drop a powerful rear charge. A few good hits there, and that Manticore should be out of commission. Meanwhile, the Dwarf heroes are continuing to fight these dinos here and try and push through onto the Way Watchers, being filled with arrows and javelins and all sorts of missiles, but, you know, Ungrim doesn't really mind. He's just, you know, hell-bent on going after these dinosaurs and adding them to his collection of pelts and skins and so forth. And yeah, you can see the Elves quickly approaching army losses with the Lizardmen. The Thunderers opening up shots from the high ground, just in a very commanding position. And those Saurus trying to make their last charge on those Iron Drakes, just getting flamed in the face. Absolutely awesome, super fun battle. Big thanks to Rightist for playing with me, and well played to our opponents. The build more or less worked exactly as intended, which is to just flame everything up. You can see Rightist, Volkmar got a ton of kills, 78 kills and 2 XP chevrons on these Knights of the Blazing Sun as well. They did some devastating damage, especially against like Saurus, the Lizardmen infantry in particular, and also against a few of the Wood Elf units as well. Yeah, Flagellants did their job of kind of holding the line, pushing through. Luminarch was able to snipe quite a few high-value targets as well, so that was great. In terms of my army here, Iron Drakes got some pretty decent kill totals. 2 XP chevrons on these Thunders. They were able to, gun down some high-value units. 67 on the Ekron's Miners. They did quite well. Dragonback Slayers also got quite a few kills. For our opponents, yeah, the Solar Engines did reasonably well. Ancient Stegodon's only 63. For a unit that expensive, you'd want a little bit more, probably. For the Wood Elves, the Way Watchers did get decent kill totals, but they were mostly shooting at chaff the whole time. This one did manage to get an extra XP chevron, and decent kill totals on the Eternal Guards as well. It's 92, 55, and the Dryad 63 and 65, not bad at all. 69 for the Glady, nice. But yeah, just overall, they weren't able to stand up to the ever onward onslaught of fire damage, and worked out quite nicely. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this this quick 2v2. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.